What up guys, JP back at you once again, bringing you guys week number 11 in my 365 day movie challenge. This is where I attempt to watch 365 films in just 1 year's time. So one film per day essentially if you average it all out. So let's get into this week's 365 day challenge. First up, still continuing along with the 2002 films I seen. Blade 2 from 2002. Now, I didn't get a chance to rewatch the first Blade before watching this one, but I think I got the gist of it. I was actually really surprised. Guillermo del Toro directed, and this one actually was really cool. I very much enjoyed it. I liked the actionness of it, which is not necessarily what I'm known for. I really usually don't like action horror, but for some reason it worked in Blade 2, and I really liked the characters. A lot of cool actors involved in this one. Actually, the guy from The Walking Dead, who's Norman Reedus, yeah, he was in this, and he's actually a really cool character in here too. A little bit of weak plot twists and stuff like that, but overall, really satisfying. I was super surprised with that one. I actually give it a 7.5 out of 10, which seems crazy, but I stand by it. After that, we have Malefique from 2002. This one is a French film. Really cool, bizarre. You have these 4 cellmates in this weird prison that we don't really ever get to leave, and they are kind of there. One of them is like a guy, but he wants to be a woman, and then of course the main character wants to get out to be with his son, and they find this book hidden in the wall, and it's sort of like this Necronomicon-esque type book, and they kind of start doing spells and shit and black magic, and everything goes wrong and crazy. And it's kind of a weirdo, bizarre film, and the ending is even more weird and bizarre, and I kind of have a bit of an issue with it. I thought it was a little silly, but for the most part, I mean, this is a really solid movie. It actually made my top 10 of 2002. I give Malefique an 8 out of 10. After that, we have Irreversible, 2002 as well. This is a Gaspar Noé film. This was my first time watching this, and I'll tell you what, man, this has the most brutal rape scene I have ever seen, and it was hard to watch, and it goes on forever, and I'm looking away, and I'm looking back at the TV, and I'm looking away, and I'm just like, dude, when is this gonna end? It's rough to see. Something about the girl's hands. Just, I kept being fixated on watching her hands and what they were doing. And to me, it was like the most helplessness was shown not through, you know, her words, but through her mannerisms and the things that she was doing non-verbally with her hands. And it was just brutal to see. The film is also known for being told in reverse. The ending is actually the beginning of the film. The beginning of the film is actually the end of the film. It's interesting how Gaspar Noé did that. It is very frantic and chaotic at the beginning of the film, which is actually the end of the movie, so you're getting like a headache, and then it just calms down, and that was done purposely. I might have undervalued how good this movie actually is. I kind of reevaluated it sort of after we talked about it on the podcast, and I would be potentially bump up my rating in the future, but for right now it is an 8.5 out of 10. It's not really a film I want to run back and see again either, though. After that, we have Symphony for Mr. Vengeance. This is also a 2002 film. I think this is Chan-wook Park, but I could be mistaken. This one is really cool. It's like the ultimate bad day. Like, this guy has so many things going wrong. First of all, he's deaf mute, which right away is like a bad day. And then his sister has like kidney problems or needs a kidney transplant. She's gonna die, and they start doing this and they do that, and this goes wrong and that goes wrong and this goes wrong and that goes wrong, and it's just like, damn, like everything in the world went wrong in this film, and it's really good. It honestly is. It just missed my top 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. After that, we have Close Your Eyes. This one I watched a little bit earlier and don't really remember it all that much, so I'm not going to focus on it too much. I give that one a 6 out of 10. It was decent. Kind of forgettable though. After that, we have Rose Red, which is a long freaking movie. I think it's like near 4 hours or a little over 4 hours. Whew, that one was hard to get through. The first half, the first night, I guess it would be, the first like hour and a half is actually really solid, introducing all the characters, and there's certain scenes that I actually really enjoyed. And then the second half of the movie just isn't as good. It's still a solid watch. Don't watch it all at once. Break it up into 2 nights and you can have fun with it. But it's definitely not the best Stephen King miniseries. It's not even close. And overall, I liked it. I didn't love it. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. After that, we have Darkness from 2002 as well. Rose Red was 2002 as well. Darkness is pretty good, but it's a little boring, but it all kind of is paid off in the end. The ending is really good. I recommend grabbing the unrated edition. It's you know, a little brutal. Like you don't really expect it's gonna go the places that it goes, but Darkness is definitely a pretty cool flick. Just a little too long and boring, but the end really does save it. So I give that one a 7 out of 10. One more for this part, guys. 2002 Dark Water. This film was a ghostly sort of. I think it's Chinese. I can't really remember if it's Chinese or Korean. Definitely the best out of the Asian films that I've seen, and it kind of goes off of like a old sort of urban legend. It's kind of a newer urban legend, honestly, and they kind of do a little twist on it. I absolutely really dug the beginning of the film, the middle of the film, and like the end was a little weird for me, but because it really kind of changes tones. And then the very end I thought was a little weak, and I was hoping for sort of a more downbeat ending, I guess you could say. It was still sort of downbeat, I just didn't really care the way that it played out. Overall, very solid little ghost film, though, and I give that one a 7.5 out of 10. So that wraps it up for this week, guys. I will see you guys next week with another list of films that I checked out. So peace out.